And we are live! Hello, hello everyone! Kumusta po? It's been a while since I have my live session talk show. I know for those who were able to follow that, I was with a business partner, my ego, Coach Rachel. But since may busy na rin siya, I decided to have my own talk show here. And I'm so happy and glad to be relaunching the talk show, Tea Talk by Fritzy, and welcome to everyone. So, if you're watching the live or you'll be watching our replay, please comment down below where you're coming from and let's enjoy the whole night. For tonight, I'm so happy to be with a global business partner. We are not financially connected, but I am so happy that she accepted my invitation for my first episode of Tea Talk by Fritzy. So let me have her in the stage. Hello, sis Angel,
Hello.
Mentor
Hello.
Angel.
Hey, sis, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. And how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the invite. I didn't know you had a talk show before with Coach Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we had that, I think, sometime early last year, I
Oh,
believe.
nice.
Yeah, but of course, the business is growing and we
Yes.
have growing team. So of course, she has to focus more on her side of the business, and I will be focusing on my side of the business. But how is
Yay.
your business doing right now?
Business is doing great so far. I'm still enjoying it. There's a couple of hurdles, but we are still the best business is just there. It's always there, and you have this amazing community. So that's awesome.
That's right. And that's what we are going to talk about tonight. I'd like you to tell your story and inspire and motivate our viewers and followers how they can also start their own business and, thrive in the digital space. So, before anything else, before we jump into the question and answer portion of this show, tell us more about yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. Good evening in this part of the world. I am located in the US, so good morning to whoever the viewers in the Philippines. Magandang umaga. And to on the other side of the world, it's probably good afternoon. So, hello, I'm Angel Cram. I am originally from Cebu, Philippines. I moved here in the US 20 years ago. So, I work here as a social worker full time, and then I have three wonderful children. I am running this business part time, and so far, it's a very, very amazing journey.
Great, that's awesome. So, how long have you been in the States again?
20 years.
20 years. Oh my
Mm.
goodness. So, during that 20 years, did you ever expect you becoming your own boss and becoming a business owner, knowing
No,
that the
no.
US is the land of milk and honey?
Yes, no. I've never really thought about having my own business really. I am so focused on employee mindset. When I first moved here, I was a single mom back then, and my parents would say, "Hey, you need as soon as you graduate college, you really need to get a job. How are you going to provide for your daughter?" So I was like, "Well,
Very
I
typical
guess
Filipino culture
yes,
mindset,
yes." I was like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna go to work and do what I need to do." So, before I become a social worker, I was working at the chicken factory as a quality assurance. So I worked there for 8 years and never really came across to my mind. And because of I don't see I would say a lack of financial education on what is best to spend your money, to save your money, and all those. So
Mhm.
I really didn't have any clue about business. And I heard a
Yeah.
lot of people even before, I've heard people selling Avon and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
like, I mean, I don't have time. I always tell myself, well, I don't have time to do that. So
Exactly.
really, I've never saw myself as a business owner.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and talk more about your success in the business. Okay. So, my first question for you is, what inspired you to start your digital business, and what were the initial steps that you took to get it off the ground, given that um, you never thought of being a business owner, you know?
I would say really like when we had COVID, I think everybody could relate that, working from home make you think like, do you really have a stable job? Is your job gonna be there until, you retire, or is it something that um you I remember one of our biggest business partners in our community, they always say, and I always put that in my head, like, if your dream is bigger than your paycheck, you need to get another side hustle to match that dream, not to cut your dream short. So I've always
Exactly.
thought about, I was like, wow, that really kind of, I'm thinking, like, yes, I can pay my bills every month, I can, but what if the extra one, if I want to travel with the
Hmm.
kids, and do I have that extra money, or if I want to take them somewhere that they want to do, or do I have extra
Yes.
money? So um, I come to think about it, and I was like, well, let me list what I want to do, like a side income. So one of the things that
Hmm.
I listed was flexibility. I was like, it needs to be
Yeah.
flexible. I love what I'm doing. It's my full time job, so it needs to work around my schedule. So,
Yeah.
well, bam, I found this business. I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, this is already a first check. I didn't even look at the other aspect of the business. I was like,
Yeah.
flexible, yay, I'm gonna go for it. So I did.
Exactly.
What's funny about it is I found this business with um, my high school teacher.
Oh,
Now she's not very active, so I had another coach again. So, but she was the business, and I was like, hey, what kind of business are you doing? And she said, oh, you can do this anytime, it's flexible. So that was what I'm hearing in my own ear. Flexible, okay, I'll do it. So yes, so I was confident, because and I was like at ease, because I know the person I signed up with. So I was
yeah.
like, well, this is nice. So yeah, just like sharing that journey, it was something that, I didn't even look, like, I didn't research yet. I was just like, cool, flexibility, I'll do it. So I
Yeah,
just
that's
jumped into
right.
it.
Exactly. And I remember that time as well. COVID is this exact same time that me and my husband saw this business also,
Oh,
while just scrolling through our news feed. And it's actually my husband who first saw it, and he knew the
mm.
person. So
Oh,
it's also easy because you know the person, but it's, of course, it's not always going to be the case here. And that's the
yes.
reason why we do attraction marketing. We promote this through social media so that people
Mm-hmm.
will be aware that there is another way, another solution for you to be earning extra on top of your
Mm-hmm.
regular job if you're still happy with it, or if you're just someone who is staying home and you just want to help out with
Yes.
family expenses and securing your future. So this is the best
Mm-hmm.
avenue to start, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so given during the time that you started, when you moved to the US, when you immigrated to the US 20 years back, of course, during the time, online thing is not really something that
Yes.
people are aware of. So, weren't you a little skeptical, or afraid that this is something like those fly by night thing that you see online?
What's when I first moved here, everything is, I had to be really independent. So like learning how to balance your check, and learning how to write those check stubs and stuff like that. Because before, like you said, there was no online where you can do online banking and all those stuff. And then when I met my husband, he's the online guy. He's like, oh, I have all my car note online, blah blah blah. And I was like, how do you keep up with that? Like sometimes you forget, like on the 15th, your car note is need to be paid, the house payment, and all those. So I'm still kind of old school, but when I found this
Mhm.
business, I was skeptical, even though I signed up with somebody I know. When
Yes.
she gave me the when I signed up in her website, and then I watched the first webinar on Tuesday. And of course, it's 90 minutes. I know that is long, and it is
Yes.
long, and I was like, man, this is so. I was like, well, it is long, but it's very informational. It's very,
Yes.
very super touchy. Like a lot of the stories in there. I mean, I would tell you that you would find someone that would resonate with you. So then I told myself, well, let me watch on Thursday. Because maybe if these are the same people, then, I would just back out, So then I watch on Thursday, and
Yeah.
there's another panels, I was like, the panelist is
Exactly.
different. I was like, oh, so this is exciting. So then my mind
Mm-hmm.
started to get curious. So then I went to the next step,
Yes.
and then I went into our private community, and that's even more curiosity. I was like,
Jaw
whoa.
dropping, right?
Yes, yes. I was
You'll
like
be in such
scrolling
oh,
up.
oh my
I
gosh.
was like, oh my goodness, is this really real? And
Exactly.
so I think what really made me convinced about the business is the paying the taxes.
Mm.
I know how
Especially now, it's tax season.
yes, I know. I know
Yes.
how the IRS are. So I was like, yeah, I this really convinced me that this business is real because of the you have to pay taxes, because if you're not paying any taxes, then that's really
It's a
questionable.
big
So that's
question.
why,
Yes.
yep, that's why I signed up.
Hmm.
I was like, well, that's pretty cool, because everything when you join the private community, it's like a red carpet. Like you're welcome there, like with open arms. Like I felt like when I had my first welcome in the community 3 years ago, I feel like, oh my gosh, what am I, a celebrity or something? I'm just new here. I'm just a
People you
newbie here.
don't know is,
I don't even
just
know these people.
welcoming you with open
Yes,
arms.
yes. So I was like, man, that's pretty exciting. That is, and that's that feeling of, and I know you probably asked me this later on, but that feeling of belongingness is what I felt when I first really started on this business.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so let's move on. What do you believe are the main factors that contributed to the success of your digital business? For sure,
I
there's
think
like quite a few you can name of. Yeah.
yes. I think the main factors really is because I am not financially educated and I am not a tech savvy. Of course, I have Facebook before, but I don't even post pictures of myself. I post all the kids' pictures and everything. And, you know, um, I don't know anything about business. So I would say I'm very uneducated about it. Even just little squat about business thing, I don't know. I don't have any idea. So, I think the training number one is amazing. It's almost like going to college, paying for a college tuition that you can't repeat when you go to college. If you pass that
Exactly.
course, you're like done.
That's it.
But this one, you can repeat it
You can go
anytime you
back.
want.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the training is video based, and I love that because I am a visual learner. I like to see what I'm doing. I like to click while they're clicking because I would screw it up everything if I would not follow through. So um, that was really amazing, and that really made me open more doors of knowledge about the social media.
Mhm.
Number two is I love the community. I'm telling you, I have never, like I said, my coach is kind of slowed down on the business right now, but I have never been welcome with, I don't know, like, oh my God, like 200 people in a group, in a small group. So we have like 195,000 maybe now, but
Mhm.
in a small 200 group, it's just that you still have those people. You're really not by yourself. So even you have a littlest question or stupid question for other people, but they have the answer to help you. It doesn't matter what
That's right.
you ask. So I feel like I wasn't really left alone. So that really, because if I feel like I was alone the whole time, I'll probably fail because I'm more of, I need someone to ask. So I really love that, and those are, and then also like the respect of the other business owners that are already there up there. Um, they inspire me every week because of the fact that they take their time to come down on our level and teach us the skills that they learn. So I love that because I feel like when we work when we are an employee, sometimes we don't see the CEO. Sometimes
Yes.
you just
Mhm.
see the CEO when there's an event, or hey, you got in trouble about something, or the
You
little,
get
but
audited.
yes, you get audited, those things, and you're like, who's that guy? I've never seen that guy before. And they're like, that's our CEO. Oh, okay. So,
Hmm.
with this business, really, it's almost like everyone is in the same level of success. Like nobody is competing with each other. Everybody's willing to
Yes.
lend that hand. So I really think that those are the top three or top four that factors that I would say that contributed to my success as a business owner.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. Training alone is something in our community, in our business. The training itself is something that you can't really find outside. I mean, yeah, there would be a lot of courses online, but you have to pay
Mm-hmm.
for it. But here,
Mm-hmm.
once you are a business owner and you're part of the community, you get to do the training unlimited,
Uh-huh.
like you could go back to it as long as much as you
As
want.
much as you can. Yep.
And yeah, and everything is updated based on what's really going on in the
Yes.
online world. You don't get to be
Yes.
left behind. Like
Yes.
everything is fast tracked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We learn things that we never thought we would learn before, being, employee
Well,
mindset
you might
and
say,
the
yes,
typical
yes,
Filipino culture. But here you
yes.
get to explore your own capability and skills, and without you knowing it, you are doing things that you've never done before, just because you were a part of the community and because of the training that we provide. And then, of course, the community, hands up to our leaders, they're always there for us. And just
Yes.
like you, um, when I started the business, so when we were talking before we got on
Mm-hmm.
stage, it was my husband who knew the person, but she, just like yours, she's no longer active. But that's what's good about the community, because you're not just
Mm-hmm.
stuck with the same person
In
who
person,
invited
yes.
you. Yeah, you, because the community is so global, you can have
Mm-hmm.
your own accountability partner, reach out to someone,
Mm-hmm.
even to someone who is not really directly connected to
Connected to
you
you.
financially.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
everyone is just, open arms, helping out everyone in terms
Yes.
of growing in the business. It's just you, who should take the initiative to learn more and reach out to these people, because they're just
Yes.
there. Resources are
Yes.
just
Rich.
your
Yes.
hand
Yes.
reach, right? And
Yes.
then one thing you mentioned earlier is about the taxes, and that's one thing that really secures you from this business, knowing that whatever happens, you are compliant to the government, and you
Mm-hmm.
know that you are paying your taxes, and you will not get like a letter from the government saying, hey, you're doing something illegal or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
that thing alone um, already secures you, telling you that this business is not going to go anywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
stay here for a
Yeah.
very, very long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
our company, the one we're affiliated, is about to celebrate 50 years
50
in the
years.
industry.
Yes.
And that's in our community alone, like you mentioned, we're already what, 195 or 190,000
Yeah. Yeah.
in
We're
just
we're
the span
growing
of
so
how many
fast.
years being here, being
Yes.
affiliated to them. So knowing outside of our community how many more
More.
thousands and thousands of people this business has already helped out in terms
Yes.
of growing and being successful,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes. I
it's
totally
just
agree with
really
that.
very amazing. But of course, it's not always a bed of roses,
Yes.
in anything that you do. For sure, there would be challenges and opportunities. So, on your end, are there any challenges or opportunities you encountered while managing the business, and how did you handle it?
What's great thing about this business really is that it's there. It's your business. You run how you run it. So when I first started back in 2021, of course the excitement and adrenaline was there. I went through the training, swept it all, and my coach was like, "Wow, you're already done." I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna go ready to do what I need to do." So I was just eyeing on the price at the end. Didn't really understand fully of what the goal and the mission of this business. So I had to take a break for a year because of the fact that I was too overwhelmed, and I felt like I was like the whole world was over me. And I was telling myself, well, I started this side hustle to not be overwhelmed. I wanted to have fun, because I want to run this through my time and not eating me and eating my time. So I had to take a break for a whole year and to revise myself or reevaluate myself what happened. So when I did that earlier on 2020, I got back on 2023, and you know what? I was reaching out to other business partners. I was doing a lot of lives, and it made open those doors and a lot of different opportunities and open myself to them as well because I was able to learn more from them. I was able to actually manage my time a lot better because I was able to instead of like just scrolling, doing what I was like hurrying up. So I was able to use the resources wisely. And now I can definitely say that I have actually managed it a lot better than what I had before. So I'm really excited because I have a lot of plans and hopes for growing my business this year and really using those tools that I learned from the training more better than what I did 2 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. It's very much challenging on your side because, like me, I do have kids, but my kids are like all grown ups.
Oh,
I already have grandkids, but they're not with
oh,
me. But on
yes,
yours, with you, you still have small kids. And like,
yes,
I mean, you are even working full time and doing
yes,
this business as well on the side. So
yes,
that could be very, very challenging. But that's what's great about the business is because
mm-hmm,
the flexibility you mentioned earlier, right?
yes,
I mean, you manage your own time, regardless whether you're just staying home,
mm-hmm,
taking care of your family, or you have
mm-hmm,
a part-time job, or you're working full-time. You can still
mm-hmm.
do the business because
Doing
the
this, yes,
business is just there.
yes,
You give your time, like if you have an extra 2 to 3 hours a day, that
yes,
would be enough for
mm-hmm,
now to focus on the business. And once your business has grown, you can eventually, maybe shorten your hours at work, and then
mm-hmm, yes,
eventually make your
mm-hmm.
job, I mean, make your business your plan
Full
A,
time job,
your main
yes,
source of income, right?
yes,
So that's really, really very amazing. Yeah. But of course, like since we are what's this, we are doing our business online, we're leveraging the social media platform. There's so many things that is new online. And for, I mean, like
yes,
I was born in the 70s. So I wouldn't say that I'm tech savvy. Yeah, I know how to do the basic stuff, but with all the new stuff that's, coming out in the online world, it's
yes,
so hard to sometimes cope up with it. So with
yes.
you, how do you stay updated on the latest trends in the digital space, and how has this awareness helped your business?
I really think being around, like, I have an 11 years old, and he's also pretty, like, he learns a lot more about this digital world, of course. Being really, like, staying plugged in into the training and stuff because I myself, I have learned a couple of things in the digital world, and I'm like, oh, that's, what's scary is the cyber, the cyber security. You have to make sure that your cyber, you're really like alert about that and you're paying attention to your security on any of your online stuff. And so I wasn't very educated about that. And I have a password and all those things, but you know as I go through the training and learn about different things, or even just scrolling stuff and learning from other business owners, because they have so much experience on the whole running the online business, that helped me kind of be more aware of what to do. And really asking and talking about what is your struggle so you don't get blocked, or you don't get you don't get to, people won't just use you, or use your profile or anything like that. Protection for yourself and your family, that's the thing, because you are online and you are being seen by everybody. So that's a little bit scary at the same time, but knowing that there's people that can help you when that thing happened, and how can you learn from not from your mistake and not redoing it again is from other people that shares their story as well. So plugging into the training and always kind of be and anybody can, scam us or take over our profiles and stuff. So
That's absolutely correct. So before we even continue, let me just acknowledge people who are watching us right now. We have Coach Pinky Molino. Hello,
hey,
ladies,
thanks for
watching
watching.
from Edmonton. So she's also one of our business partners. And she mentioned, we were talking about the community a while ago. She said, I totally agree. Being part of a successful and supportive community is really a huge blessing. It is
Yes,
indeed a blessing to be part of this community. And we're in the community, we don't just talk about business and business and
this,
business all the time.
yes,
You'll be
yes.
amazed that there are groups in our community who are, Christians who are God
Yes,
focused. They run the
yes.
business based on religion,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And it's not just Catholics, Christians. It's a diverse group of
Yes.
people from all
People.
over the world who is with us in this community. And of
Yes.
course, you also have Coach Freline. Hello, ladies, watching from
Hey,
Alberta. My
thank you.
Coach Freline, thank you for the support as always. Thank you so much. Yeah, going back to what you mentioned about cybersecurity, that's also one thing good about our business, our community. The training is not solely focused on the business, on how to run
Business.
it,
Yeah.
but from time to time our leaders, people from the community comes up with sessions wherein we get to be trained and for awareness in terms of cybersecurity, data
Mm-hmm.
security, and stuff like
Yes.
that, which for some they would think that it's no longer really a part of the business. But
Mm-hmm.
no, whether you're
It
doing your
is.
business online or offline, um,
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity is an ongoing thing right now. It's a very
Yes.
huge thing that affects businesses, whether online or offline, and it's something that needs awareness. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree on that information you just shared about cybersecurity. So I only have 4 questions for you, and that's all about it. And we've learned so much from you, Sis Angel. But
Thank you.
I just want to ask, just in case you have something like maybe a book, a self-help book that you want to recommend, or a podcast that you listen to that helped you do this business. You may want to share it with us and tell us something about that.
So I first listened to the Tony Robbins podcast, and the resilience and stuff like that that he talked about, and it's all about really like, and I know a lot of things is not easy. I would be honest with you, like just the regularity of life and just life itself is never easy, but if we just only rely with one source of income, we won't really have a different avenue to actually help other people that we want to help, or even just ourselves, just to enjoy, get out there and everything else, so what I learned is that it's very, very important to have a multiple streams of income, whether you want to do online, whether you want to do Amazon, or whatever you want to do. But nowadays, because of how the economy has been, not going to go anywhere back. Having that multiple streams of income is very, very important nowadays. It's not a luxury anymore. It's a necessity nowadays. So, you know, um, for those people that are still kind of waiting and watching us, or will be watching the replay or anything like that, check this out, because one thing about amazing about this business is that we are not only just talking and talking about the business, but like Fritzy said, we also talk about how this business shaped us as a person, as a whole. And sometimes you don't really, if you're looking for any kind of streams of income, check us out. We are here to help you. And just remember, nowadays, multiple streams of income is a must. So,
Exactly, yes. Especially for Filipinos, we are very, like you said earlier, we are trained, we grew up with an employee mindset. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yes.
there's not, I have nothing against that, but having
Mm-hmm.
extra stream of income is a great help as well.
Yes.
There's so much things that we should be learning about financial awareness, financial education, literacy,
Mm-hmm.
and we should open our minds into learning more about those stuff because
Yes.
with the inflation that we have right now,
Mm-hmm.
everything is skyrocket high. I mean, like,
Yes.
hello, your $100, you can no longer buy a decent meal, you
Yeah.
know, in a
Yes.
restaurant. If you want to have your family of four dine out, $100 is not enough. You know, I
Yes.
mean, like,
Yes.
so much inflation. So yeah, any more advice you want to share to our fence sitters or anyone who is wanting and thinking of starting their own business but they don't know how to do it or where to do it? Go ahead,
I
give us
I think
extra advice and invite them as well to your page and website.
yes, I think the first and foremost, if you seen everyone. I mean, I am sure that this is not the only live that you will see. You will see other people's live or anything like that because we are pretty much advocating for this business because it's not really, again, it's not all about business. It's about a family that grows and helps each other. We are not competing with each other. To those that are fence sitting, we are doing our live because we want to inspire people. Our story and everyone's story is different. And the reason why we are here is we don't want to keep this business to ourselves. We want to we want to change other people's lives as well. So again, we have our 90-minute webinar on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's 7 p.m. on my time, Central Time. And if you need replay or if you have any questions, you can always send me a message in Messenger. And then my website is www.angelcrumb.net. And, check us out, ask questions. And if you're still unsure, then again, there is step by step on it. And, you'd be amazed. You'd be getting that wow moment when you get into our private Facebook page.
Exactly, that's absolutely true. And yes, just like Mentor Angel mentioned, this is just a 90-minute webinar that you have to, give out extra time in a day. 90 minutes, that's going to be worth your while. And for sure, and it's complimentary. Live sessions every Tuesdays and Thursdays. 7 p.m. CST on Mentor Angel's side. On my side of the world, that's 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. PST on other side of the world. So join us live every Tuesdays or Thursdays. Or the best thing is, if once you're registered, you can always watch the replay many times you like,
Yeah.
as long as you're registered, and the replay is also free. So come join us and join us for the live session of the complimentary webinar, and we hope to share this business with you and grow with us as well. Thank you for all your advice and your story. Mentor Angel is such an
Thank you.
inspiration. Thank you for giving us your time tonight. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. And if you're watching the replay, comment down below. Let me know. And see you again on my next live. Thank you to our viewers. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.